welcome back. So last time we started working on our create shop, and today we definitely need to finish it up. Our grass has not spreaded at all, so I'm not entirely sure what the reasoning behind that is, but we'll just let it be for now. And as far as this stuff goes, I need to test if when this reaches out and shears a sheep, is it going to drop the wool here or is it going to drop the wool here? So I know where to pick it up. But we need to make sure that this is actually powered on before we do that, which I think we can use to. Okay, perfect. And hopefully this is going to shear the sheep. I think I also figured out that we need to put a filter on this. And that might be why our machine wasn't working, because we didn't put any filters on the deployers. Okay, so if we tell this to filter shears, now we just needed a sheep. Alrighty, come with me, little guy, to your new home. Wonder if I run really fast with my boots, if the sheep will also run fast. Come on in. There we go. Now, I'm going to need you to stand right up here. Almost. Okay, so that is not working. Definitely not working. All right, well, good thing we tested. That means we need to move these. And we needed to move them in, like so. Now, if you come up here. Hey, there we go. Okay, where did the wool go? We didn't pick it up. Okay, so it's in the deployer. It says the deployer contains an excess item that can't be extracted. Use a hopper or funnel. Okay, so if we could put a hopper below it. Okay, sheep, I need you to live up here. Hold on, I gotta sort this sheep out. Can this go through a fence, I wonder? Hoping so. Okay, we'll worry about that in a second. Let's get these out of the way. And if we make a hopper or a chute or something. Okay, so that's 4 chutes. Yep, and then it comes right out. Okay, perfect. So if we do that with our shafts right underneath, spin you that way. And then we'll just put another one all the way down here. Connect up with our mechanical belts. Boom. That seems like it should work, right? Or does there need to be more space under there? It looks like it can go through a fence, so that's good. Now how do we want to power this? So if we need another gearbox, I think. Okay, so if we take our gearboxes and let's say come out this way. All right, we got a mess of things out here, but the important part is that it's working. And what if we switch this back around and then another gearbox? I'm sure I'm doing this in the worst way, but hey, as long as we get it working. Okay, so one more gearbox. Boom. It's going the wrong way though, which means we need one more gearbox. And there we go. Perfect. Okay, the deployer is powered. This is spinning in the right direction. So if I were to throw this into here. Oh, it works. Okay, so we don't need to have like a gap or anything. Okay, sweet. And then this can just go straight into like a collection, essentially. And then we'll just need more of these guys, which we can line up here and fill this area with sheep. We're figuring it out, right? And then an andesite funnel. All right, I've got some more deployers crafted up here. Oh, we gotta get rid of that guy. Do not destroy all my hard work, buddy. Okay, as I was saying, we have some more deployers here, which we should be able to attach like so. I suppose that'll do for now. Next up, we just have to go through and put chutes on all of these. So we'll say, boom. Perfect. So we have 8 of them here. And then I need to set them all to filter shears. So if we look up shears again, so now we have a way for the wool to be collected. And then, oh, actually, I think if we do that, now we need a way to get shears to these for when they run out. And that means, let's go through here with those fences. And maybe we'll put one on the outside, one on the inside, something like that, right? And I think down here is just grass. So supposedly it should be able to just spread from underneath. So then hopefully that'll start spreading. Next, we just need to, oh wait, we don't want to bring our sheep in yet. We need to get a delivery system here, which I think we could just use more chutes. Now, if we put the chutes on top of each of these, okay, and then we can get a, what are these things called? Shaft. So if we get a shaft right here and run it over to here, maybe connect those up, and then let's just move these out of the way. Nobody will know. Maybe somebody will know. But anyways, we would just want a chest right here. There we go. So if we've got a chest there, and then another funnel. Now I think if we get this powered, we can put shears in here, and they'll go through and get dispersed to each of our things, our little hands. So let's get this powered somehow. And it might be as easy as just a few more gearboxes stacked up and coming around. And then it can come out. Maybe we want to attach it there. Move this one back. Boom, boom. And it's going the wrong way. What if I just replace one of these with a shaft? There we go. Okay, so that's all going the right way up top. It's going the right way on the bottom. So supposedly this is going to work now. Let's craft up some shears. Okay. So now the shears should be going across, right? Are they not going to come out of there? I don't get it. Why aren't they coming out? Okay. So I don't know how to keep them up there because it looks like they're just cycling back through. That's fine for now. So let's get some sheep in here. Okay. Everybody inside. There we go. And then we just close it off. And they'll just start getting sheared for the rest of their lives. You guys can spread out a little bit. Or you can stand right there too. Whatever you want to do. Ooh. Okay, well, that was successful, I think. So since they've been in here, we already have 8 gray and 11 black. So perfect. We'll just leave them be. And I might even say for a little bit that these guys can, let's see, claim. And can we like force load? Yes. So that'll always stay loaded, which means This is always going to be running, so we'll always be getting wool. I'm going to sleep real quick, and then we'll decide what we're doing next in the morning. All right. First farm is successfully built. Next up, we need to, let's see, we need to build a tree farm, kind of like this, or maybe we can do it right here even. But essentially we want a tree farm to turn logs into coal and then turn coal into black dye. So I think that's our next project is trees, coal, black dye, and then concrete. We'll see how far it goes. Turned off night vision there. But if let's just take a look in here and we will say coal. So lots of ways we can get charcoal. Or we can mix them up. Here we go. This might be what we want to do here. Bulk blasting. So we'll need to set up some fans and some lava. But if we build a line with these on them, and then our wood going across, that should give us what we need. So we can just continue on down in here and make use of this space. And I wonder if like a funnel will work when this is like moving. You know what I mean? Give me a second here. I'm gonna think about this and we'll figure something out. All right, I think I've come up with a solution here. So let me just turn on night vision here. Okay, so our wood machine is up there. I connected 2 chutes to that barrel, and they just go into this chest. Now this chest is going to collect everything still. So apples, logs, saplings, everything. But over here, this is filtered to only let logs out this way. And then this one, I wonder if actually we might need a brass funnel also. And then a list filter. And then we're going to say deny oak logs, allow. Oh wait, yeah, we just want deny oak logs. And then that goes on there, and then everything else can come out, and we can just put it into some like lava or something down here. So we'll put lava in there. Everything we don't need will just come out and burn. The stuff that we do need should come out here. And then over in this area, we can set up the bulk like smelting or whatever it's called. That's the theory. I haven't tested this yet, but let's go ahead and test it now. So if I get some apples and an oak log, apple came out, okay, and oak log stayed in. I'm assuming it's not coming out because this isn't powered. So I think that's exactly what we want. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to make this area look a little bit better for our burning station, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I made this look a little bit better, and I kind of made the next section of the machine. If we look here, so we've got the logs are going to come down this one, and then they're gonna, I need another, okay, it's going to go down here, get onto this belt, and come across. I put a brass funnel here to only accept charcoal going into this barrel. Back here, we've got encased fans, and then I tried moving them one closer. So they're kind of far away. There's a lot of space right here, but I tried moving them one closer with the trap door. So the encased fans were on this block, but the lava wouldn't go in right here. So I had to move them one block back. I'm sure there's a way to get it a bit more compact, but this will be fine. But supposedly we can just plop down some lava, and I hope that doesn't burn the fans. now all we need to do is power it. There we go. So I'm hoping they don't have to be like right here to cook. I'm assuming it'll be okay if they're here, right? We'll say, oops, go. Is that going to turn into charcoal? No, I think it does have to be right there. Dang it. How are we supposed to stop the lava? Break this. Move all of you. Because what if we need to do it like that? Okay, well that didn't work. Hold on, I need like a bunch of these things. Okay, I finally figured, oh, yeah, that's better. I finally figured it out. Ooh, that took a lot of testing and things not working and then rebuilding. But it's working. There we go. So I had to put the trapdoors on top and not on the sides, and then that kept it from flowing out. These drowned are getting on my nerves. Get out of here. That kept it from going, like the lava spilling everywhere, but it let it, I don't know, the air pass through, I guess. So, anyways, that's working. And now we just need to hook this up to our power. I also thought it was because maybe the fans weren't going as fast, so I kind of redid the fan area back here. But anyways, so if we take this through, that will get that spinning. And then if we just do a sneaky little thing like that, there we go. And that wood should stay there until it turns into charcoal. Perfect. Okay, so now if we turn our tree farm back on, there we go. I also made another chest with just saplings in it, so it wouldn't run out of saplings. So we're not pulling anything from that chest, just this one that the wood is going to go into. So that should work just fine. And then we'll start getting charcoal built up over here. And we'll work on the next step. So things are off to a good start here. I just wanted to check on the sheep here, because that's been going this whole time. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's about 30 of each. That's fine. And I don't think anybody's out of shears yet. So, yeah. Okay, well, I guess that's running good. Next up, maybe we'll actually claim all of this. Then we'll need to claim this too eventually. But that's the only area that's force loaded. So maybe we want to force load this area too and say those force load. So that should be good to just kind of run on its own. Whew. This is a lot of different steps to essentially just get concrete. But the good thing is we're only making one type of concrete. If we had to do multiple, that'd be a bit more annoying. Like, the drowned love spawning in here. We could do like sea pickles though. Maybe that would be worth it, because I'm getting tired of these drowned. Where is the nearest warm ocean? It's not that far. Maybe we'll take a little break here and run and get some sea lanterns. That could be like a fun little adventure. So let's empty out my inventory here. Things are getting clogged up. And we only have 5 golden carrots. Ooh, well, it should be okay for now. Okay. We're gonna go to the warm ocean. I'm gonna run/fly there, and I'll cut to it when we get there, unless something else happens along the way. Then I'll jump over to that. Either way, see you soon. And here we are, just as the sun starts to rise. Best part of this is that we can breathe underwater now, so we don't even have to be worried like about anything. We can just harvest to our heart's content. So I'm gonna grab like tons and tons and tons of these. Wow. Big old ravine here, too. Oh, he just gave me his trident. Oh my gosh. Okay, sweet. Not that we really needed a trident, but still, that's cool. We've killed so many drowned with tridents. So it took 246 days for us to get a trident. And I think us being down here actually like recharges our jetpack to some extent. I've never had to refuel it, so yeah, I'm not sure on that part, but there's a whole bunch over here. Oh yeah, this is the mother load here. All right. Do we think 5.5 stacks is enough? I think that's enough. Back home. So long, ocean. We're about 1,700 blocks away. It really didn't take too long to get out here, especially with these speed upgrades and the flying and everything. Kind of want to check that out, though. Imagine building your base inside of this. You know what? We might have a waystone. Oh, no, it's way out there. I was going to say, it might be close by, but... Oh, yeah, while we're heading home here. So I did start recording a, 100-day survival episode, and I got to about... I got pretty far into it. I, built a house, I had fields, we were making some progress in some of the mods, and I was like, wow, this is going really good. This is going to be such a fun video. And then I was looking for some sort of crop that I needed for what we were doing. So I went out and I stopped recording because I didn't want the recording to be ginormous. Somehow we got an advancement just now. So I stopped recording and I was like, well, I'm just going to be looking around, I don't really need to be recording as I'm just looking. I'll just start recording when I find what I'm looking for. And I ended up getting caught by some pillagers and I was like, oh crap. I got to get out of here. And so I started running away and I got stuck on a berry bush. A berry bush. And the pillager had an enchanted crossbow and he killed me. And I was playing on hardcore. So that was pretty disappointing. I recorded until about maybe close to day 40. It was like hours of recording. And yeah, so that kind of stunk. But I do have hours of recording that I haven't done anything with. And I figured it might be still fun for people to see if anyone's interested in watching that. I didn't record when I died because I was just running around during that time. And I didn't think anything was going to happen when I was just exploring. It was daytime, wasn't doing anything dangerous. And yeah, so I didn't get a recording of me dying. But I did record everything else. So, if you guys think you're interested in seeing that still, I'll edit it and put it out there. Otherwise, I'll probably start working on a different 100-day survival thing. Just a bit disappointing to, make all this progress and then just end up losing it to a pillager, no less. I don't know what this enchantment is. It's just making me float, or this boon. Not really a big fan of it right now. I'm trying to be down here on the bottom. Things are starting to look better. And I'm hoping this really helps with all of the ground spawning. Okay, I think that is looking a whole lot better. And if they keep being a problem, we have tons. Well, not tons, but we have a decent amount left over still. So, whew, there we go. Hope those drowned stay away. Now that I have the trident from one of them, I don't really need them spawning all the time. But next up, we need to think about our next farm and how we're going to continue this. Speaking of, let's check it out. All right, let's check how this thing is doing. So let's turn this off, and then everything should be getting sucked out of there. Oop. I've got my magnet on, so all the things are magneting towards me. But then the logs come out. Uh-oh. Okay, good, it went in. Sweet, they all get turned into charcoal. Look at that. 2 stacks of charcoal just like that. Okay, sweet. We'll turn you back on. Carry on. And I don't want that. We need to make our charcoal into dye. Right. So let's see. And we just need to put it into one shape crafter or mechanical crafter. So we'll clear out a bit more space here. And I think we could put like a funnel on here. Whoops. Only wanted to break one of those. And it would come out and we wouldn't need any sort of filter. Right? So if we have that here, and then we don't need it to go all that far, I don't think. Connect those. So if we put a depot right here, that should put things right onto it. I wonder if we even need the depot, or if we can just put things directly into this. Let's look. So let's take that away actually. And instead we will put one of our mechanical crafters, and then we'll flip this around. And then if we get a funnel, that should just go right into it, I think. And then we can have it output, come out here, go into there, get crafted, and go into a... Now we just have to power it and hope that it works. So we have power back in here. Okay, so this is now powered. It's pulling the charcoal out. And it did go in there, so that's good. All we need to do here is power, which means I'm sure this is not the most efficient way to do this, but as long as we get it working, and then our cogwheel goes onto there. And that should give us not what, okay, so it does give us kind of what we want. Black dye and then charcoal fragments. Okay. I don't know that we want the charcoal fragments, but we were successful. And then I guess we could just dispose of these charcoal fragments. I don't think there's really any point in us keeping them. And we'll just get as much black dye as we could ever need. But isn't that like... If I just take one and craft it... Oh, it only gives fragments. Okay. So it has to go through this. Oh, you do not get a lot of black dye, though. I mean, look at the fragments compared to... We've only gotten 4 black dye out of that so far. So you can just craft it back into charcoal? I mean, what's the point of that? So we could set up something to, like, recycle this, essentially. Like, you just break it into fragments, so then you can turn it back into charcoal? I don't know. Ah, what? How? How? Is this not lit up enough? There's sea pickles everywhere. Well, either way, that's the next step of our process complete. The next thing that we're going to need to do is take our black dye from here and feed it into a concrete machine. Now, for the concrete machine, it is like a bit more complex. So I'm going to be following a tutorial and just building one that I know is going to work instead of trying to piece it together. Because just doing this took me so long, like embarrassingly long, to figure this out. I figured it out, eventually, but yeah, this was a struggle, and this is pretty simple. So for the concrete making machine, I will be... Another one? Really? That's a baby with a trident. Ooh, and I got another trident. There's another one. Ugh, okay, I don't know where these drowned are coming from, but those sea pickles did not help very much. But we got another trident, so that's exciting. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm going to be building a concrete making machine, but I'm following the tutorial. So I'll put the link to the video that I'm following in the description. Before that, though, I think we're really going to need to set up like an actual like basic workshop. So we'll let this do its thing. I'm not a big fan of all these charcoal fragments. In the meantime, we need to come back to our factory. Okay, so we're over in our workshop here, and we're gonna
All
set up
right,
some of the
so here
basic
I'm
create
going
machines.
ahead
I'm
and
thinking we
just
just
fast
set it along
forwarding
this wall
through
here
this a
because we've
bit,
got power
just so
right
our
there.
video doesn't get super long, since we're already at half an hour now. But essentially, we are setting up automated andesite casing and andesite alloys. So that involves having stripped logs, which we're setting up now, along with the deployer to actually put the andesite alloy onto the stripped logs. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut to when we're all filled out here, and I can show you the end result.
Yeah. Looking pretty good back here. We definitely have the andesite casing down. But as far as the actual like andesite, it's not perfect yet, but it works. And then we can just take this and say you go on there. We'll probably need to put more andesite in here. And yeah, just like that. The casing is automated, so that's pretty sweet. Now that that's set up. Ooh, nighttime. Whoa, did you see that? The moon is like a lunar eclipse. That's pretty sweet. But next time, we will set up a concrete farm. We made some good progress today, honestly. I mean, we got that all set up. So we're automating black dye. Speaking of which, let's actually see how this is doing. I mean, that's not bad. And then we can actually just craft these back into coal and send them through again. But anyways, that's what we've been up to. We're making progress. I'm going to take some time here to work on the monolith in my creative world. And we'll be back with another episode soon. Oh, one more note before I forget. I think I found another mod pack that I'm going to try and do a 100-day challenge on to get a taste of something, new and fresh and add some variety to the channel. So I've got that in the pipeline, I guess. I haven't started recording. I just downloaded the mod pack today, actually. So haven't gotten to play with it yet. But we will get there eventually. I do want to keep working on all of our big projects in here. So there's the updates. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and let me know in the comments if you have ideas about what we talked about as far as like the create stuff in our building back there or anything else that you want to share. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.